I know there have been several of you have been challenged. I applaud Joanne. You've knocked out several thousand words in the last Adam and Grace. So you want to tell us how that's going? It's wonderful. I mean, I'm glad you're sounds like you're back on track. Are you back on track?
I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I'm not. I'm actually okay with what I've written up to the last couple of thousand words, and I'm not real happy with them. I feel like I'm hmm, stuck on the climactic scene, mystery wise. The personal scene, I think I've got a fairly good grip on, but I don't know. I need to finish this book. Um, if only for my own, self-esteem, you know. Um, I I have had this scene in my head for so long and now I can't seem to write it properly and it's kind of driving me crazy. But we will what I've kind of decided to do, you know how a lot of people give the advice that you should just get the damn thing down on paper and then worry about editing it later. Um, I think I'm going to try that this time. I've never done that before. I'm going to try just getting to the end of the book and then going back and trying to fix that scene because I'm just like, this is my third place where I've been stuck and I'm sick of it. I am so sick of it. So I think I might try that this time. What do you guys think? Have you done that?
I've adopted that philosophy too, and I'm kind of stuck right now. I know the beginning and the end. I'm stuck in the middle. I'm working on
Mm,
it, but I have adopted that philosophy of just get it out there, write it. It's not going to be great. It's going to be your typical crummy first draft, and then I'll go back and I'll add stuff and I'll fix it and I'll go through it. And I mean, it had been recommended to me, and I found that when I edit as I go along or I go back, I get even more stuck and I never reach where I want to go. So good luck with that. Good luck to all of us in whatever method you pursue. But I'm trying that too. And I think at least it helps me. It gives me the incentive to just keep moving forward.
right. Thanks for that.
Sometimes I find I've gone through a period where I wasn't stuck, but I was literally avoiding my computer. And I got to the point where I got a piece of paper and wrote down things, where I would dictate it into my phone and just half lie on the couch and talk into it and just put down some of the ideas. Sometimes I did the dialogue. I would have these long, messy stream of consciousness things, but it was a way to at least have something to put onto the computer afterwards. It's like when you're lying in bed and you're thinking of your story, you're so much more fluent and the ideas are flowing and it's wonderful. And then you get up and your brain sort of empties into your feet. But yeah, that's one way. So it's not, sometimes the physicality of typing gets in the way of the actual idea. So they do say lying down or reclining. Barbara Cartland used to do that. She would lie on
Really?
a couch and she would dictate to her assistant or record yourself just talking into your phone.
Mm.
No.
No, I don't think that way. I think it works for a lot of people, but and I don't know if it's different for me because I've been a journalist for, 45
Yes.
years or whatever the hell
Yes.
it is. Um, it's not that long, but it's close. That this is attached to these, and that is
Mhm.
all.
Yeah.
And it still seemed to have a brain, but the only way it can express itself is through these. So this is I can try, maybe I should try it though, like force myself to try it and see if I have any breakthroughs. I don't know. We'll
When you're
see.
driving, put the phone down on the car seat beside you
Oh,
and talk through the scene.
no, I'd run into people. I get completely absorbed in it, not paying attention. But thanks.
I will shut up now.
How about you, Wendy?
I just write. Then I go back and I edit, fill in my plot holes, go back and edit again, put it out to my beta readers, They send back their comments, anything that they see that is out of whack, then I edit again, and then I sit it on the shelf and I go away from it for several months. And then
Months.
I'll come back
Wow.
and then I will edit again, put it back out to my alpha readers, have them bring back their comments, and then I edit it again. I can lay in bed and an idea comes. And I know it sounds stupid, but if I repeat it to myself 3 times in a row, I'll remember it when I get up in the morning. And then I make my adjustments when I get up. And sometimes I'll go back 2 chapters or 3 chapters to make that small little edit. And then I'll have to change things further down just to make it. But I find that's the way it works for me best.
Wow.
Your books are not short.
No.
I'm reading Test right now and enjoying it. You're you're like 350 pages at least.
Mhm.
Does it fry your brain after a while, constantly going over the books and editing and massaging?
No, actually it doesn't. I find it it's a comforting exercise. I get to become more familiar with my characters and what's going on at that time, and then it brings back, oh, he would never do that because I didn't have him do that in the previous 8 books. That's not his mode. It's not his modus operandi. So I have to massage it a little bit. But then I also think, okay, well, he's 5 years older or she's 2 years older. They've gone through this trial, so it's going to change them. So I have to bring in that change of personality for them. So I find that exercise of going back and re-editing very comforting because I feel that it allows my characters to grow and not become stagnant.
Yeah.
I do the same. I go back. I imagine my story is sort of like this unwieldy mess of yarn that's sort of bulky, and then my job is to sort of pull the threads and sort of tighten until it becomes a ball, and it makes it the way it should be. But yeah, I do the same thing. And today I realized I had the same scene for some reason, I don't know how, in 2 different sections of the book, but they had different things in them that I needed to sort of amalgamate. And even though I haven't finished the whole story, it's important to the rest. Certain chapters are really pivotal in a story that you need the information in that chapter because of what happens later on. And so, yeah, I have to do that same thing. Just massage is a good word, to massage it, to push it.
Does it spawn more ideas then as you start to re-examine? Wendy's saying yes, that sometimes you think you're one train of thought and then you're doing this massaging and it's like something else pops in.
It's I find that the character is better. You understand what the character is, like what Wendy is saying, like you get a sense, like Abby and Wendy, I thank you because Wendy gave me an idea, sparked an idea for Abby. You'd wanted to know why she was so tightly wound up in previous books, and in this one, because she's the heroine, I'm seeing, because of what other things are coming, why she's the way she is and why she is so constrained and so by the book and what she's going through, and doing the massaging, doing the back and back and back and back, you find ideas and it flows through the story. Still trying to understand the male character. I'm not quite sure on him.
I find the first third of my book is always the most difficult because I'm sort of setting up the story then. After I get through, and it's usually like around 100 pages on the laptop, and I go, okay, now I can bust out and I can go with the rest of the story. I can get it done relatively quickly in comparison. That first third, though, just drives me crazy.
Yeah, I have the same set. I hate setting up the scene.
Yeah.
I'd rather just go right into it, but that wouldn't make sense to our reader. So
No.
There's that issue. Yeah.
Yeah, those readers. Yeah.
Pesky, aren't they? Oh.
Well, yeah. I I'd like more of them to exist, but yes.
You and me both.
Yeah, I think we can all share that.
Now I'm at a point where I have to do more research. That's really what's stymieing me right now. I've got the story pretty much in my head. I have a lot of the dialogue in my head, but trying to get sort of nail down the factual details of something that is part of the story is it's not my strong suit. It's not my biggest interest. So that I think is what's keeping me, keeping me back a little bit. I have to hone in on that some.
Interesting.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see. And then I also have other character development. My other character, her husband, he has stuff going on in his life. Some of his past comes back to haunt him a little bit. So I'm developing that. I'm much more interested in that aspect of it. Mm-hmm. So that's the part I really want to write, but I know I have to get through the other stuff to get there. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I heard these people on the radio the other day, but I only caught the last 15 minutes of it because, I was working, went to the radio, turned it on, made lunch, and they were talking about mushrooms. And there's really quite a big thing right now around mushrooms and some of the compounds and things that they contain. And this guy says that he had found a mushroom that had basically been turned into a salve, and he applied it to some absolutely vicious injury he had. And he said it was absolutely amazing how much more quickly his injury began to heal after he used it, and that he was getting this really bizarre tingling sensation in the area. And this is exactly what I wrote about in Griffin's Cure, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, they're doing research into this and trying these things. And I already wrote about it. And I'm like, can I make hay out of this? I mean, I was right,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Anyway, mull that over. You don't have to respond right now, but it was bizarre because what he said was exactly what my character Jay says in the first chapter,
Mm-hmm.
I was blown away. And I don't know where this show is. I want to go back and listen to the whole thing, find out who this person is, what this salve is, what the mushroom is. And I'm lost. I have no idea because I only heard that little piece of it, right? It was on CBC somewhere, so I should be able to dig it up, I suppose.
You could find it on the schedule. They'll probably have a podcast somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, and they're also doing a lot of research into anti-inflammatory and other properties of mushrooms at Rice University. I guess Rice is really, I understand that it's really a very good university in the United States, and they have people down there investigating the potential of mushrooms, quite apart from the antibiotic, benefit. And I don't know, I want to be famous for that thing because, I was prescient, damn it. So
as first mentioned in J.C. Paulson's book, Griffin's Cure,
right?
Yes.
You should at least be a footnote.
I'm hoping. Yeah.